This is Dave Swangan's production. Swenson. Welcome to Topic, a 10-minute special interest show that brings you a variety of programming every Monday morning. This week's show deals with driving safety and emergencies. Sit back and enjoy these brief minutes. And now, here's your host, Bob Leake.
Good morning and welcome to Topic. On today's program, it will be our aim to acquaint you with the proper reactions to 6 different driving emergencies. The person behind the wheel often panics when dangerous surprises spring up. Today's program will educate the driver by establishing guidelines to proper action if confronted with emergencies on the road. The man who will tell us about this area of prevention is Jerry Moran, a representative of the National Safety Council. Welcome to Topic, Jerry, and tell us about your job and the materials you'll be presenting.
Oh, thank you, Bob. I've been with the National Safety Council for 10 years now, the last 2 of which I've been the automotive safety representative. I have a background of professional and stunt driving, and I know how to handle a car. Been behind the wheel and faced just about every emergency you could imagine. Now it's my job to educate the driver in hopes that he will know what to do if faced with an emergency. People seldom realize that several fatal accidents could have been prevented if they only knew how to react.
I guess when we start to talk about emergency situations of any type, we have to consider panic. How can a person deal with this? How can it be overcome?
Well, panic is the #1 enemy. Many people freeze up and do absolutely nothing. We have to deal with panic by preparing for it. That doesn't mean it will be overcome. No one can guarantee that. But if a driver has some basic rules in the back of his mind, then his chances of beating panic are that much better.
Well, Jerry, let's get to some of these emergency situations and see if we can establish some common sense guidelines, rules that every driver should be versed in.
Well, let's assume you're driving alone and you want to slow down or stop. You apply your foot to the brake, but nothing happens. What do you do? Well, there are 4 reactions. One of them might correct the failure, or the driver might have to use all 4 of them in an attempt to stop the vehicle. Remember these 4: pump, park, shift, and swipe. Sometimes the brake pressure will come back if the pedal is rapidly pumped. Park refers to the parking brake. Don't be afraid to use it. Try not to jam it on because it may cause a spin. The third one, as you notice, is shift. Shift into a lower gear, as this will slow down the engine. And if necessary, a driver should sideswipe something. It may be a guardrail, curb, or even another parked car. This is better than hitting something head on. Next, we come to the blowout. This is a serious problem that takes you by surprise. First of all, hang on tight. Get a firm grip on the wheel. Stay off the brake because you could lose control completely, and get off the gas. Concentrate on staying in your lane, then gradually slow down and get well off the road. If a front tire blows out, the car is going to pull to the side of the blowout. If a rear tire blows, the back of the car will vibrate and weave back and forth.
I imagine the danger of a blowout increases when one is skirting along at 55 as compared to 30. It seems like it would be more hazardous at a faster speed.
Well, many times when you're going 30, you're driving in the city. You have parked cars and pedestrians in the immediate area. So you have to react with the same quickness in the city as you do on the highway. One is just as dangerous as the other.
Yeah. We're going to pause for a brief moment for this message. We'll be right back with more from Jerry Moran on driving emergencies. Please stay tuned.
For the blind, release for the oppressed, to celebrate a year of favor from the Lord. This can be the year we celebrate together.
What about the common problem of the stuck accelerator pedal? What action should drivers take to correct this potentially dangerous problem?
Well, it's very important that a driver never take his eyes off the road. First, try to pull up the pedal with the toe of your shoe. It may become unstuck that way. If that doesn't work, shift into neutral or press down the clutch. Let the engine roar. Just get off the road and stop. Don't turn off the key. Many vehicles lose their power steering and several steering columns lock when you turn off the key. Most important thing here is to watch the road, know where you're going. Next, I'd like to discuss the dangerous situation of seeing a car coming straight for you, a head-on approach. There are a few options open to the driver. Realize that anything is better than hitting somebody head-on. Your survival odds aren't that good. If you dodge to the left, the other driver might correct himself and get back into his lane. He also might broadside you, but it's better than a head-on. Your best bet is to swerve to the right. Many times there'll be a guardrail or curb that you'll have to deal with, and your car might take a beating, but it's better if the car takes a beating than you. In the event that a head-on collision can't be avoided, the only thing a driver can do is to lay on the horn and put on the brakes. The more you slow down, the less the impact. Another common hazard is when your hood pops up. Your main concern here is to stop the car, but that might be difficult depending on where the incident occurs. So you might not be able to stop as soon as you would like to. So you'll either have to lean out the window or peek through the opening between the hood and the dashboard. Next time you have the hood raised, check and see which is best for your car.
I don't know how common a problem this is, Jerry, but what if a car ends up in deep water and begins to sink? Is it best to go out the windows or the doors?
Well, accidents such as this happen to thousands of people each year. Different cars float for various lengths of time. The best exit would be the window. Get out as quickly as possible. The door is the second best exit, but this usually takes longer. The water pressure will hold the door closed, but don't panic. As the passenger compartment becomes filled with water, the pressure will be equalized to allow you to open the door. It's pretty difficult to watch the water climbing your legs, though, as you work at the door. Remember, the window is the best exit.
Well, we're about out of time, Jerry, but give us a quick word about safety belts.
Well, it's ridiculous not to wear them. Here's an item that is purposely put in every automobile made, but people ignore them. Seat belts are lifesavers. I used to wreck cars for a living. I know what it is like to be in an accident. That's why I wear my safety belt. It protects me. I wouldn't want to drive without it.
Jerry, I want to thank you for coming to WSIU today and appearing on Topic. Your message was one that everyone should pay attention to. Remember these driving emergencies and the proper reactions to each one of them. Above all, try not to panic. It is not an easy thing to overcome, but keep these safety tips in the back of your head, and you will be better prepared. Until next Monday, this is Bob Leake wishing you a pleasant week.
Join us next Monday morning on Topic, when we will discuss home gardening and tips to successful yield. That's next week on Topic.